Let's play a game, shall we? I'll give you 5 reasons why Superman is actually bad for society, and you try to guess the most shocking one. Here's a hint. It's not his super strength or his heat vision. It's something far more insidious that's been hiding in plain sight all along. Oh, darling, don't you feel something is out of place? Our beloved Man of Steel might just be the villain we never saw coming. Think about it. His power, his influence, his very existence. It's time we peel back that shiny red cape and expose the truth of how toxic, how harmful consequences he brings. Are you ready? Oh, honey, you're in for a treat. Let's talk about power. Raw, unbridled, earth-shattering power. The kind our boy in blue has in spades. But here's the juicy part. What happens when there's no one to keep that power in check? Think about it. Superman, with all his might, could snap his fingers and reshape the world. Who's gonna stop him? The police? The military? Don't make me laugh. It's like giving a toddler the nuclear codes and hoping they'll play nice. You see, absolute power doesn't just corrupt, it intoxicates. It's a drug, and Supes is swimming in an ocean of it. Every day, he wakes up knowing he could do anything, take anything, be anything. That kind of temptation, it's enough to make anyone's moral compass go haywire. And let's be real, darling. History's got a nasty habit of showing us what happens when one person holds all the cards. It never ends well. From kings to dictators, the story's always the same. Power goes to their head, and the little people suffer. But here's where it gets really spicy. Who's keeping an eye on our caped crusader? The Daily Planet? Please. We're talking about a guy who can hear a whisper from across the globe. Privacy? That's just a cute little concept for us mere mortals. So here we are, putting all our faith in an alien with godlike powers. We're betting everything on the hope that he'll always do the right thing. But honey, even gods can fall. And when they do, they fall hard. Now, I know what you're thinking. But he's Superman! He's a hero! Oh, sweet summer child. That's exactly what makes him so dangerous. We've put him on such a high pedestal that we can't even see the cracks anymore. Stick around because we're just getting started. There's a delicious little secret about our Man of Steel that'll make you question everything you thought you knew. But that's for later. For now, just remember, in a world where one man can move mountains, we're all just ants, hoping not to get stepped on. If you don't want to miss how I am revealing villainy, step on the like and subscribe buttons. Oh, you thought Superman's power was the problem? Darling, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's talk about something even more sinister. The way he's turned humanity into a bunch of helpless puppies. You see, our dear Kryptonian friend has become quite the crutch for society. Why bother solving our own problems when we can just bat our eyelashes and wait for Superman to swoop in? It's pathetic, really. Humanity's potential is withering away while we sit back and let an alien do all the heavy lifting. Think about it, sweetheart.
We want to make him abide by our rules. We have to understand that this is a paradigm shift.
How many brilliant minds have given up on their world-changing inventions? Because, well, why bother when Superman's around? We're stunting our own growth, and it's not a good look on us. But here's where it gets really juicy. Imagine being a regular Joe or Jane, waking up every day knowing you'll never measure up to that godlike perfection flying around in tights. Talk about a psychological minefield. We're breeding a society of inferiority complexes and learned helplessness. delicious, isn't it? And let's not forget the complacency, darling. Why worry about climate change or world peace when Superman can just fix it all with a flex of his chiseled jaw? We're becoming lazy, apathetic, and oh so vulnerable. But here's the kicker, the little secret that'll make your skin crawl. What happens when Superman isn't there anymore? When our alien savior decides Earth isn't worth the trouble? Or worse, when someone finally figures out how to take him down for good.
Breathe it in. That's fear.
We'll be left with a world full of people who've forgotten how to save themselves. So next time you see that red cape fluttering in the sky, ask yourself, is he really saving people? Or is he dooming them to a future of dependency and stagnation? Oh, the irony is simply delectable, isn't it? Now, here comes even worse. Let's talk about the mess he leaves behind every time he saves the day. It's like a toddler's tantrum, but with skyscrapers instead of toys. Picture this. Superman swoops in to stop a bank robbery. Sounds heroic, right? Wrong. By the time he's done, half the city block is rubble. Who pays for that? Not the man in tights, that's for sure. It's the everyday people, the ones he's supposedly protecting, who foot the bill. And let's not forget the human cost, darling. Sure, Superman might save a busload of people from a falling bridge. But what about the poor souls crushed under the debris of his epic battles? They don't make the headlines, do they? No. They're just collateral damage in the grand spectacle of superheroism. But here's where it gets really juicy. Think about the psychological trauma inflicted on those who witness these super-powered smackdowns. 1 minute you're sipping your latte, the next you're watching gods wage war in the streets. That's the kind of thing that keeps therapists in business for years. You know what's truly intoxicating? The irony of it all. Superman flies in to save us from disasters. But honey, he is the disaster. He's a walking, talking, caped catastrophe. The cure might just be worse than the disease. Let's be real for a second. In a world without Superman, would we even need Superman? How many of these world-ending threats only show up because there's a Kryptonian punching bag to play with? It's like he's creating his own job and we're all paying the price. So next time you see that red and blue blur zipping through the sky, ask yourself, is he really saving us? Or is he just redecorating our cities with a fresh coat of destruction? Oh, the carnage is simply delectable, isn't it? But wait, there's more. Stick around, because I've got a little secret about our Man of Steel that'll make all this collateral damage look like child's play. Trust me, darling, you won't want to miss it. Oh, you thought the collateral damage was bad? Honey, I've saved the best for last. We're about to uncover Superman's true Achilles heel, and it's deliciously dark. Let's talk about Superman's true kryptonite, his very existence. You see, he creates a world of haves and have-nots. Born with power beyond imagination, he's the poster boy for unearned privilege. In a world struggling for equality, he's the ultimate symbol of unfairness. Think about it, darling. No matter how hard you work, you'll never fly or bend steel with your bare hands. How's that for crushing dreams? But here's the kicker. Superman's presence doesn't just divide people, it diminishes them. You can only depend on his choices, whether it's you or your foe who's right. We become supporting characters in our own story, reduced to spectators in the grand theater of his heroics, still think he's a hero?